guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing a monthly reading wrap-up for May. It is currently June 8th, so like it's a little bit late, but I have an excuse because I was not here. I was with my girlfriend. So yeah, also literally no one cares. Literally no one cares that it's late, and I don't know why I even started talking about that. I changed where I'm sitting. I usually put my phone on my bookshelf, but I was like, you know what? I want my books to be in the background if it's like a reading video. So yeah, this is my bookshelf. Let's just get into the wrap up. So I read 5 books this month. I feel like I definitely would have read more if I was like not in school and not with my girlfriend for half of the month. Yeah, so I feel like I was only like really reading for like half of the month. So just know that. Just know that I feel like this month in June I'm gonna read a lot more because I've already finished 2 books and it's June 8th. Wow. Yeah, and I was with my girlfriend for like 5 or 6 of those days in June, but yeah, you guys already saw like half of the books that I read because I did that one reading vlog, but it's fine because these are my final thoughts, my final consensus, my final ratings on the books. So let's get started. Also, I read like 2 of these books on my Kindle, and guys, look at my Kindle case. Wow. My new obsession is just like printing out little like backgrounds for my Kindle and just putting it in the back because I just have a clear case. And honestly guys, like a clear case for your Kindle is the move if you're thinking about getting one, because you can just print out whatever you want if you have like a color printer and put it in the back. So, and also people sell like Kindle prints, but why pay? Yeah. I just changed it to this because it's more summery than the one I had before, but I'm still gonna keep the other one in case I want to put it back in. When am I gonna actually talk about the books that I read? I don't know. First book that I read was book number 3 in the Natural series. It was called All In by Jennifer Lynn Barnes. I really liked the first 2 books in this series, and the plot twists were plot twisting. The characters, really liked them, but this one I feel like it kind of just took such a turn from like the first 2, which like I like the direction it was going in, but like at the same time I was like, I kind of just wish we stayed with like the similar vibe of the first 2 books. The series is basically about the main character, Cassie, and she is a natural and like has like an ability to profile people and know like kind of like be in their mind and know like what move they're gonna make next. So basically she gets recruited to work for the FBI, and she says yes because she's like, I want to use my ability to help people because her mom was murdered whenever she was younger, and she was like, I want to use my ability to help others and also maybe solve her mom's murder, but just like not let anyone went through what she went through. So yeah, the first 2 books are just about them like solving these mysteries that involve like serial killers and stuff like that. And yeah, I really like the first 2, but then this one, it's just like so much gets revealed where it's just like, wait, what? I was like low-key like confused like the whole book. I was like, what is even going on? Yeah, I feel like there was also like so many like just so much that was like introduced that I was like having a hard time keeping track of like what they were even talking about, who they were talking about. So I don't know, maybe that's a me thing, but I was like, wait, what is going on right now? Also this book, it was the like serial killer that they're following in this one was following like a pattern with the killings, and it had to do with the, I don't even know how to pronounce it, I'm not even gonna try. It had to do with like some number sequence, and they just talked about that throughout the book so much, and just talking about like a whole bunch of numbers and stuff, and every time they talked about it, I was just checked out. I was like, I don't even know. I'm not even gonna try to pretend that I understand what you're saying right now. Like, oh, the dates line up to when they're killing this person, blah, 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 blah. I'm not advanced enough for that. Like, I would never be able to work with the FBI because I would not catch that. I'd be like, I don't know. I don't know. I guess that's why they're naturals though. But yeah, the third one, it was good. It was just like a completely different vibe to the first two, and I low-key liked the vibe of the first two more. So yeah. Then which I usually do not do this. I usually don't read like books in a series in a row, which I feel like some people probably do because it's like you want to start where you finish. But for me, I'm like, I don't even like to read like the same genre really right after like one another. If I read a mystery book, I'm not gonna go into another mystery book right after. I'm gonna pick up like a romance or something. But I was like, no, I'm gonna finish the series off. So I then read the last book of the series, which was called Bad Blood. This one, I do feel like it was a good conclusion, but it was actually crazy. Actually crazy. Like, no one could predict what happened in this book. And it's just like so crazy. And like, it's really a skill how the author connected like everything together into the last book, like everything that has happened into the last one. And I'm like, I don't know how like mystery and thriller authors do that, especially if it's like a series where it's like everything is connected. They have these like big plot twists they've been planning since the beginning. I'm like, how do you even think about that and plan everything out like that? Because personally, whenever I used to write stuff whenever I was in school, like I was just writing as I went, you know. I never like had a plan for where it was going. But that's because I didn't write like big things like this. It was just like a short story or something. But yeah, I never had a plan for where it was going. So I'm like, it's just so crazy like how people like think about that and then just like write the whole thing and like have everything connect together. I'm like, y'all are literally like geniuses. Maybe she should work for the FBI, the author. Maybe she should. This one, it was definitely very exciting. I read it very fast. It was just like so crazy. So crazy. And like, okay, can I be honest? The plot twist, like what happened in these last two books was low-key giving Riverdale. I'm sorry, but like not really like it was just like the plot twist. Like it was just like so crazy. You know, whenever you're watching Riverdale, it starts off season 1 about a murder. And then as you continue the series, there's stuff with a cult, there's where they're in the future, the future. Archie like joins like the army or something. He becomes a vigilante. Like it's just like the vibe switch changes so drastically in like the third season. And that's kind of how it felt in this book for me. I'm like, how did we go from book 1 to book 4? Like it was crazy. That's all. I'm trying not to spoil it, but like let me just tell y'all, it was crazy. I would recommend, but just know like it is very entertaining and it gets like wild, which if you love like books like that where you're like, wait, what? Like big plot twist, crazy, you're like actually in shock. Yes. But I don't know, just know it doesn't really just stay like a mystery like detective series. Like I feel like it was advertised. It goes into something way more. So yeah. The next book I read, I do not have it right now because I gave it to my girlfriend to read because that's how good it was. Okay, she literally asked me if she could read it and I gave it to her, which we'll see if she actually reads it and when she does, because I gave her the second book to Throne of Glass like in like January and she still hasn't finished. But that's fine. That's fine. Anyways, that book is Beartown by Fredrik Backman. Y'all, this book was so good. Like, honestly, I think it's probably the best book I've read so far this year. I've read like maybe like 14 books this year so far, and yeah, it was definitely the best one. Like, the writing was so good, and I want to read the second one really, really bad, but tell me why I'm going to all these bookstores and it's $19. No. No, I'm gonna wait for someone to buy that for me, honestly. Where I am, there's like no like bookstores, like no Books A Million, no Barnes and Noble. That's not like an hour away. Like, the places I could get books are like Target and Walmart. So, and it's not there ever because Beartown, like, I feel like it is pretty popular, but not enough to where they'd have like, especially the second book in the series there. So I really want to read the second one because the first one was just so good, and like it was like, it's just a fiction book, so I feel like some people like might find it like a little bit slow or boring, but like I feel like it went by pretty fast because how it is, it's like there's so many different people's perspective in one chapter. Like, it'll be like a page or two of one person's perspective, and then you switch to another person, and like that could be confusing for some people, or like you might think that sounds confusing, but it's really not. Like, I feel like you keep track of all the characters, and yeah, so it's just really easy, like really digestible to like read. The writing was so good. Let me tell you all what it's about. It's basically just about a town that loves hockey. That's like, I don't know how else to explain it. Like obviously, like, more stuff happens, but like you can't really get into anything else without spoiling it. Yeah, it's just like the main, like the core of the book is about this town, Beartown. It's really small, and like either, I think it's Sweden, maybe Switzerland. I'm pretty sure it's Sweden. Just this really small town, and they're just obsessed with their hockey teams, and yeah, like I literally don't know how else to explain it. There's so many different characters that you have the perspective of. Like, you have the perspective of multiple players on some of the hockey teams. The like manager, I think, of the club, one of the team members' mom, the daughter of the manager. I don't know, you just get like so many perspectives, like literally so many perspectives. Some of them are like more than others. Like, you definitely get more people than other people. Like, some of the people that I'm saying like right now, you get like a couple pages of their perspective in the whole book, but it's still like very, I don't know, like I love that because it's just like you're just like clued into like what this person is thinking, and it's like someone that you wouldn't even really like think about to have a perspective, but then they do, and then you're like, oh yeah. That book is very, very good. I would definitely recommend it if you like fiction, like literary fiction books, but even if you don't, I would still recommend it. Obviously, like, I have not finished the series yet, so like hopefully the other two are good. I have a feeling that they are going to be, but like I can't speak for the whole series yet. So next I read Good Girl, Bad Blood by Holly Jackson. I read A Good Girl's Guide to Murder literally so long ago, which, if you don't know, is the first book in the series, which I feel like most people probably do, but I don't know. Yeah, I literally read it like more than a year ago probably, and I rated it 5 stars. I bought this book the same day I finished A Good Girl's Guide to Murder, and it took me a year to read it. So my sister, she has been like getting into reading more recently, and she's very much like a thriller reader. She loves like thrillers, stuff like that, Frida McFadden, and like because of that, I have read so many more thriller books during this time than I usually do. Like, I feel like I don't read thrillers that much, but when I do, it's always like in fall, or like maybe like one in the summer, but I have been reading them literally so much because of her. But yeah, this book, it was pretty good. The plot twist at the end was pretty crazy, and also it was pretty sad at the end. And I don't know, low-key I don't remember like that much about it, except for like what happened at the end. But yeah, I really want to read the third book in this series so I can just go ahead and finish it off. But since I have the first two, I want to buy the third one. And y'all, the bank account is not looking very cute right now. That's why I haven't bought the second book to Beartown. I haven't bought the third book to this one. But those two books are like on my top priority for books I want to buy. But I don't know. I might just have to read it on my Kindle, like at this point, because I just really want to finish this series. And yeah, A Good Girl's Guide to Murder is very good, guys. Very digestible. Like when I say that, I'm talking about like the whole series. Still haven't read the third one, but yeah, if you're looking for like a thriller that's like, or just like books that are very easy to get through, I would recommend this series. And I think I did like the first one more, but this one was still good. The last book that I read in May was The Breakaway by Jennifer Weiner. Weiner? I don't know. I don't know how to say her last name. I did in fact get this book because look at this cover. Very beautiful. And because it was like $5 on sale in the bargain section at Books A Million. So yeah, finally read it. I got it like a couple months ago, maybe not even, I feel like it was like a month ago when I got it. This book is about a girl who has the same name as me, and she is engaged to this guy that she met many years ago when she was at a fat camp because her mom like forced her to go there because she was plus size, which she still is plus size in this book. She's like happy about her body now, but yeah, anyways, so she's engaged to a guy that she met at fat camp. He was still plus size whenever he was at the camp and stuff. Like the whole time that she knew him, he was like bigger, but then they met again whenever they were adults and he was like ripped. And you know, I think it's because I'm pretty sure he got like a surgery. What's it called? I should know this because I've watched 1,000 Pound Sisters. It's something bypass, but he got that surgery. And so now he's like obsessed with like staying fit and stuff because he doesn't want to put back on the weight, which understandable. If you went through all that effort to lose the weight, you obviously like are going to be upset if you put it back on. But he's not like, he's like healthy, you know, he always is like going on runs and he's just like watching what he eats. And yeah, I guess like their lifestyles just aren't very compatible right now, but he's like I think he's about to ask if like she wants to marry him, I'm pretty sure, or something like that. Either that or they're already engaged. I don't remember. But she's just not feeling very content in the relationship. Like she's like, he's nice, like he's what I would want in a man, but like she's just not feeling very content. The reason is stupid. It's more than this, but the thing that she keeps bringing up is the fact that he doesn't know how to ride a bike. Because one thing about her, as you can probably tell, is she loves to ride her bike. She's like, it's my therapy. Like she always goes on bike rides, and that's a very big part of this book because she ends up accepting like a position to lead a tour group for like a week or something in Canada, I think, or like in like I think it's like New York to Niagara Falls. So she accepts that position, and it's like 1 or 2 weeks, and she is just like, okay, I'm just gonna do this and like kind of like get away from her boyfriend so she can like think about what she wants. And yeah, just like while she's doing it, she's like, oh, he can't ride a bike. But one of the people on this tour group is actually someone that she hooked up with like right before her and her boyfriend got together, and she like always thinks about him, and yeah, he's just there. And that's basically the story. She's like trying to decide if she wants to be with Mark while also being in close proximity to this guy that she's like very attracted to and had a very fun night with. Yeah, this book also, like Beartown, has a lot of perspectives, not as many, but definitely more than like a regular romance book. I feel like this is like romance and just like fiction together, because I feel like it focuses on way more than just like the two characters falling in love. There's flashbacks to whenever she was at this fat camp. There's discussions about her weight. There's discussions about religion, discussions about abortion. That's one of the other things. This book, there is a whole abortion plot line which I like, okay, I liked it, but at the same time I'm like, it was just so random. Like I'm like why? If this is like a romance book, I don't know. Like it's marketed as like a rom-com. It literally says a zippy rom-com on the side, and I feel like it was low-key not giving rom-com. Yeah, the plot line was just so random, but I did like it. I just felt like it was kind of like dragged out, and like sometimes whenever I was in like the people's perspective involved with this plot line, I was like, okay, I don't care. Frankly, I don't care. But yeah, one of the people in the book is like a 16-year-old girl, I think, or like 17, I don't know, somewhere around there, and she's pregnant and she's going on this trip with her mom, and she like plans to get an abortion along the way because her mom is like super religious and she doesn't think that she would support her having an abortion, and where they live you can't get an abortion without parental consent. So she's like, okay, if we go on this trip, which was already planned, then she can just like get one on the way and try to hide it. And so she basically ends up recruiting like other people to be part of this plan, and they're all just like hiding the fact that she's getting an abortion from her mom, which I don't know. I don't know how I feel about that, because like on one hand it's like, yes, like if you don't want that baby, don't have it. But on the other hand it's like, okay, but y'all are literally like all lying to her mom about this. Like I don't know if I would be able to participate in something like that. Also, it's just like she is not positive. Like she seems positive about the fact that like her mom would not support this, but like what if she would? And it's also, this is a spoiler, I feel like no one watching this is going to read this book, but she literally ends up telling her mom after this happens that she had an abortion. So it's like, okay, so you're gonna end up telling her anyways, so why are we recruiting all these people and making them lie to your mother? Instead, if like she literally like, but she was like so dead set on not telling her and like having no one else tell her, and then she tells her anyways. Girl. But yeah, that whole plot line, it was just very like strange. I was like, okay, like it was like entertaining, and I did like where it ended, like the conclusion with the girl and her mom, but I don't know, I was just like, why in this book? I don't know. Also, I mentioned, like, I think I mentioned both of these things in my reading vlog, but the fact that they mentioned COVID in this book and like TikTok, social media, so much, literally so much, which the social media thing I don't mind as much. I felt like it wasn't like that heavy-handed, but the COVID thing, and it's just also like the way that it was brought up and how many times it was brought up. Like it was just so weird. Like I feel like oh God, how many fucking times are you gonna say like? Anyways, 3 or more times in this book, someone would just like bring up COVID, and there was one time I distinctly remember one of the characters and being like, so how was COVID for you? I fear that's not just like a normal conversation to have. Like who just like is like, how was COVID for you? Why? I don't know. I guess like in hindsight it could be good because it's like, you know, documenting history. I don't know, like the stuff that was written during that time for people in the future if they read books. But like, I don't know. I'm just like, no one is just asking that question. No one's just talking about how COVID was for them, you know? Just very strange. But yeah, I still like, I liked it. I liked the romance, but this is another spoiler. The main girl in this book cheats on her boyfriend with this guy, which honestly, I feel like, you know, if you pick the book up, like, you should expect that to happen because it's like that's just the setup of the book. But I don't know, like, I just can't, like, I can't get behind the cheating. Like, I cannot support this couple that starts with her cheating on who she is with. Like, no. So I don't have faith in this couple lasting. I've seen like videos on TikTok where it's like people predicting like how long a relationship from romance books would last, and for me, I would give this one maybe a year because she's a cheater. Cheater, pumpkin eater. We're done. Anyways, all in all, this reading month was okay. Like, I feel like I was entertained by a lot of books that I read, but I don't know, I didn't rate very many of them very high. Yeah, but I feel like the thrillers definitely kept me on the edge of my seat, and Beartown, amazing. So yeah, hopefully I can read more in June, maybe some gay books since it's Pride Month. Just thought about that. I'll have to read some. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Bye. Oh, I didn't stop it. Okay, bye.